Good morning, student. In last lecture, we have seen the cosets and example on coset and then Lagrange's theorem. Today we shall see normal subgroup. Now, normal subgroup is a particular case of group satisfying some extra conditions. At first, we shall define normal subgroup. To define it, consider G is a group and N is any subgroup of G, and small g is element of group G and small n is element of subgroup N. If the element G inverse belongs to N, then the subgroup N is called as a normal subgroup. Listen again. G is a group, N is any subgroup of G, and if small g belongs to capital G and small n belongs to capital N, then the element small g dot n dot G inverse belongs to N, and N is called as a normal subgroup. Equivalently, if you define the set G capital N G inverse is a set of all elements of the form G and G inverse, where N belongs to subgroup N, then if G and G inverse is subset of N, that means the set defined in this manner is a subset of N, then it is also called as a normal subgroup of G. Means we have defined normal subgroup two manners. If the element G and G inverse belongs to N, then N is a normal subgroup. Or if we define the set G capital N G inverse in this manner, then if this set is a subset of N, then N is a normal subgroup of G. Now we know that every set is a subset of itself, and identity element is a subset of G. Therefore, every group G has two normal subgroups. These two normal subgroups of E and G itself. E, singleton set E is a normal subgroup of G, and set G itself is a normal subgroup of G. These two normal subgroup of G are called as a improper normal subgroups of G, and all other remaining normal subgroups of G is called as a proper normal subgroup of G. A group G is said to be simple if G has no proper normal subgroup. Means if you consider G is a group, and if it has no any normal proper subgroup, it is called as a simple group. Now we shall define as a lemma for new definition as a normal subgroup. Now in previous case we have considered this set small g capital N G inverse. It is a subset of G, then it is a normal subgroup of G. Now here lemma state that N is a normal subgroup of G if and only if G and G inverse, that means this set G and G inverse is equals to N for every G belongs to G. N is a normal subgroup of G if and only if G and G inverse is equals to N for every G belongs to G. To prove this, at first we shall assume that G and G inverse is equals to N. That means these two sets are equal. But we know that set A is equal to set B if and only if A is a subset of B and B is a subset of A. And therefore, as these two sets are equal, the set G and G inverse must be subset of N. And therefore, N is a normal subgroup of G. Conversely, let n be a normal subgroup of G, then by definition of normal subgroup, Gn, G inverse is subset of n. Now we have to prove that these two sets are equal. Two sets will be equal if they are subsets of each other. Here we have Gn, G inverse is a subset of n. Now we shall try to prove that n is also subset of Gn, G inverse. Now here we shall multiplying the element G inverse and G inverse its inverse on both sides, because this is true for every element of G. As G belongs to n, its inverse also belongs to n, and therefore here G can be replaced by G inverse. Okay, and therefore this G inverse as it is on right to the n, G inverse its inverse is a G itself, and therefore this will become G inverse Ng is subset of n for all G belongs to group G. Now we shall multiply both sides by G inverse, and then here applying associative property, it can be done as Gg inverse n into Gg inverse, taking this in one bracket and this Gg inverse in one bracket, that is associative property. Means here at first we have multiplied by G and G inverse on both sides and then applying associative property. But we know that G inverse is the identity element, and therefore it will become E n E like this. E and E is subset of G n G inverse, and as E is identity element, E and E can be written as n, and therefore we get n is a subset of Gn G inverse. We shall call this as equation 2. Already we have equation 1 as a Gn G inverse is subset of n. Equation 2 is n is a subset of Gn G inverse. That means these two sets are subset of each other. From 1 and 2 we get these two sets must be equal, and this completes the proof of the lemma. Means we shall consider third definition. Instead of G capital N, G inverse is a subset of n. Now we shall consider G n G inverse is equals to n, then n is a normal subgroup. This is the proof of first lemma. Now we shall consider second lemma. The statement is that the subgroup n of G is normal subgroup of G if and only if every left coset of n in G is a right coset of n in G. Due to if and only if condition, we have to prove two parts. At first, we assume that n be a normal subgroup of G. Then we have to prove that every left coset is equals to every right coset. As n is a normal subgroup of G, we have by definition or previous lemma Gn G inverse is equals to n. Now we multiply by G on both sides to the right of the previous equation, and therefore we get this equation. Then applying associative property, that means G inverse G is taken in one bracket, and we know that G inverse G is E, and therefore it will become Gn is equal to Ng. That means this is a left coset, Ng is Ng is a right coset, means we get every left coset Gn is the right coset of Ng. That means if n is a normal subgroup, then we get every left coset is equals to every right coset. Conversely, we suppose that every left coset of n in G is a right coset of n in G. That means Gn is equals to Ng. Now we shall multiply by G inverse on right. Therefore this Gn is equal to Ng become Gn G inverse is equals to Ngg inverse. But here Gg inverse is equals to E, and therefore Ne is equals to n, means we get Gn G inverse is equal to n, and therefore by previous lemma, as G and G inverse is equal to n. N must be a normal subgroup of G. Means here you have to remember that if n is a normal subgroup of G, and every left coset Gn is equals to every right coset Ng. Or conversely, if every coset, left coset is equals to right coset, then n must be a normal subgroup. Now we shall prove third lemma. Lemma state that a subgroup n of G is a normal subgroup of G if and only if the product of two right coset of n in G is again a right coset of n in G. Means if n is a normal subgroup, then product of any two right coset is again a right coset. At first, we shall consider n be a normal subgroup of G, and A and B are any two elements. Then NA and NB are two right coset of n in G. Now consider product of these two right coset NA into NB. Now applying the associative property, NA into NB can be written as N into AN into B by using associative property. But AN is equals to NA because our assumption is that N is a normal subgroup, and by using previous lemma, if N is a normal subgroup, every left coset can be written as a right coset. Therefore, AN can be written as NA. And again applying the associative property, taking this n in one bracket, AB outside of the bracket, and using associative property, we get n into AB. But n is equals to n into n is equals to n, and therefore it can be written as NAB. Now here A is an element of group G, B is also element of group G, therefore A into B also element of group G, and therefore NAB is a right coset. Means NANB is a product of two right coset, and we get NAB is also right coset. That means product of two right coset is again a right coset. Now conversely, we shall consider product of right coset. Means conversely, suppose that product of two right coset of n in G again a right coset. Means for this purpose, consider G belongs to G and G inverse belongs to G, and NG and NG inverse are two right coset of n in G. And now we shall consider their product NG into NG inverse, and it, as in previous case, it can be written as NGG inverse. But GG inverse is equals to E. Okay. Now we shall consider the elements as NG inverse is a set. Therefore, element EG into NG inverse belongs to left hand side set. Therefore, no doubt it also belongs to this set NG inverse. Now here EG means G only, and it can be written as GN G inverse belongs to NGG inverse. Here NG inverse can be written as NGG inverse because we know that product of two right coset is again a right coset. But GG inverse is the identity element, therefore it can be written as NE. And what we get? G inverse belongs to N, and therefore N is a normal subgroup of G. Okay, student? Means here you have to remember that if N is a subgroup of G, and if we have G and G inverse belongs to N, then N is called as a normal subgroup. First definition. If we define the set G capital N G inverse as a set of all elements of the form G small n G inverse, then this set is a subset of N, then N is a normal subgroup. First lemma is if this set is equals to N, then N is a normal subgroup. next lemma, if n is a normal subgroup, then product of two right coset is again a right coset. Okay. Now in next lecture we shall prove some problems, or we shall try to solve some problems on the normal subgroup. Thank you.